we have to play. We have to play one of the top hitters as well in the quarterfinals, right? I think we'll end up playing. Is it like France or Ireland or South Africa? So any of them three?
Yeah.
So automatically, I don't know if World Rugby's got that right. Like, but you shouldn't have potentially, top 5 teams playing each other in the quarterfinals like that. Just it dilutes the final. You could have like an outsider of the top 5 playing a top 5, and then this is going to get smoked. But so yeah.
But wouldn't that depend on the first? If you come first in the pool?
Yeah, it's first and second, right? So it's always the top 2 from each pool playoff. So you got 4 pools.
Yeah.
Yeah, top 2. So one plays 2, one plays 2.
Oh, across pools.
Yeah, cross pools, and then that way. So, I actually haven't looked at the pools this to see who's in, but yeah, to your point, like, but in all honesty, though, I also can't remember the last time that there was a rugby championship where Argentina won, like, where everyone at least won one game against each other, right? Like, I can't remember the time when Australia won one against, because did they beat South Africa?
Yeah.
Can't remember that.
Even Australia did.
Yeah. And then Argentina beat Australia. Argentina beat us. So, like, everyone lost. Literally, everyone lost at least 2. Like, I've never... Normally, it's like us and South Africa at the front and Argentina and Australia, whatever. So,
well, that's a good point, because when it comes to World Cup, it's not about points. It's about winning or losing, right?
Yeah.
And we only won because we had more points.
Yeah. And for us to lose to Argentina or Australia... Yeah, whatever. We're like 4th at the moment, but for the best team, or for the defending world champs to lose to Australia, like, I feel like that means more. But people aren't worried about that; they're worried about us losing. So, yeah, it's interesting because because we've been successful for so long. It doesn't matter if we're world champs or not; we still have that aura. So it's a bigger deal, and I get it. But at the same time, it's like South Africa are losing to these teams, like. Does anyone not care? Like, they didn't win the last World Cup by fluke. They deserve to win. So they are a good team. So this is interesting. Everyone just puts the shits on us. So
you've been a Chiefs fan because you're from there, and your coach, your Foster. He's been shit all over from New Zealand, man. And I think the win with the championship helped him a little bit. Take some pressure off. But. Man, he was getting heaps of shit, especially with the Ireland. Everybody wanted his head and his selections and that. But I don't know. How do you feel about Foster and what he's done?
I don't know if any coach would have selected differently, but it's hard to say. You've got people who want some of those Crusaders players in. What I think is that since the last World Cup, we haven't had a firm backline. Goodhugh's been injured, Albie's been injured, our starting midfield been injured. Got a fullback at second 5, Havili. He's a fullback, right? We're doing that.
RTS can't get a look in.
Can't get a look into a fullback. And then when that fullback's injured, we get another fullback into 12. I'm not saying Geordie started as a 12, and he played great, but I think since Hansen's left, I think we've had too many, not enough specialist players in their positions. Like, if you look at the Northern Hemisphere teams, right, they don't have utility backs playing in all over the back line.
Oh, they don't? Oh.
Well, Bundy's a centre, right?
Yeah.
Lowe's a wing. Like, they've got... Sexton's been a 10 his whole career. It's debatable whether Bodie's a 10 or a 15, but all of these teams have kept players in their position and they've allowed them to lose and then grow, right? So I just feel like we've had a huge lack of players. Number 6 being... we've got Frizzell back at... Like, we've legit had no people where they are. Like, I still see Savia as a 7. He's not a Kieran Reid size 8. Our Lucy's were the shit when we had an 8 as an 8, 7 as a 7, 6 as a 6, So I just think our issue has been we haven't stuck with players in natural positions. Chuck your utilities on the bench. That's just what I think. And so I think that's where some of the issues have been. Scott Barrett, lock 6. No issues with that as a on the bench, but where is he? Like one day he's a 4, the next day he's starting as a 6. Like for me, I just feel like that's confusing for a player, and you've got to have that skill set and be good at that skill set to contribute to the team the best you can. So
and when you're swapping and changing every game, it's like you gotta change your game plan or change your skill set.
You know, so
on the fly.
Sexton never changes in another position. When he's injured, he's off at 10. He wouldn't slip back to 15. Brady can slip back to 15. I still think he's a world-class 15. It's a great 10. I think the pace he's still got. But yeah, I just think he hasn't selected players in the right position. Could Robinson have done that? Probably. You know, he's done that with the Crusaders. So
yeah, look at the Crusaders team. They don't really chop and change, because the other guy that is consistent fullback for Crusaders is Will Jordan, and he's always on the wing.
Exactly.
Maybe he's wasted there. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, in my mind, I feel like we've only ever really had one fullback who could switch to wing, and that was Ben Smith. He was the fucking man. He could do it. You know, got a few other players that could do it in their time, but they went to centre. You know, Mills, Cullen. But I think Jordan's best at fullback. If we've got Moanga starting at 10, do we need Geordie's boot? Chuck Jordan on at 15. But yeah, it'll be interesting.